One of the most helpful resources that I think we have within the local church for our younger members, and I'm thinking especially of those who are teenagers, I have a couple of daughters who are in that age range, is for them not to feel like they are just passive consumers of church, but that they're in fact active participants in church. And that they are not only being taught and cared for, but they're also teaching and caring for others. That they're in fact full disciples if they're identifying as followers of Jesus at their age, rather than people who we hope one day will be disciples. There's a beauty to the parent-child relationship, but there's also a beauty to the relationships that younger people in the church can have with adults, not their parents, who can point them to Jesus from the different life circumstances that they're in. And I think one of the ways in which we perhaps haven't served our younger people well historically is by overly segregating the different sort of demographics within the church. One of the things that I'm finding to be most beautiful and encouraging as I'm experiencing my own local church is seeing the integration between our youngest members and our older members, to where my 14-year-old, for example, is learning biblical Hebrew alongside an adult member who has an expertise in that area, and so they're able to connect over that. Or I'm seeing a young recent convert in our community who has a really strong relationship with my younger daughter. I'm seeing adult single friends within the church who will take my individual kids out for dinner and just sort of talk to them like they're an adult and connect with them and engage with them in ways that make them feel like they're not just a sort of junior member of the church, but in fact they're a member of this more expansive body. And I think that is something that is actually very attractive, not only for kids who are being raised in the church, but also for kids who are not in the church currently. We recently had an Easter service at our church, and my daughter had invited a friend of hers from high school, and this friend had never been to church at all before. And what she said at the very beginning of the service was, "Oh, this is so nice. If I were Jesus, I would come back here," which is sort of a strange thing to hear a 15-year-old say, but I think she was touching on the edges of, oh, this is a loving and very welcoming and quite sort of rich and diverse community. And even though I don't actually understand the Christian message at all yet, I can see something of the goodness of it embodied in the community here. I think there's an opportunity to welcome younger people into our homes, those of us who are a little bit older, and for them to experience some of the richness of community and fellowship and the sense of family that we can have in church, and a sense of a place for them to belong, even perhaps before they believe in the person who we're worshipping and who is at the center of every expression of Christian love.